so excited to be here. I have to confess, I'm not going to tell you the exact number of years, but I've known Kamran forever, and I look at this space and I'm like, wow, this is a testament to someone who has grit, vision, and determination. So congratulations to everyone at Crossmedia, because this is a testament that dreams really do come true. So congratulations to all of you. So, I have a goal whenever I'm moderating panel. I want to be the most fun panel of the day. And I know that we're at the beginning, so you have nothing to compare it to, but I'm very competitive. So, and I will say that having Kamran and Kevin here and speaking to them earlier, like I have no doubt that I'm going to fulfill that goal because these guys are rock stars. And I just met Kevin, but Kevin is kind of incredible. He has 6 kids and a big job, and he works out, and he's thin. So I have to say, yeah, and he falls, and he didn't break a bone, so that's good. And then we all know that we're huge Kamran fans, and Cameron and I were joking that we knew each other when we didn't have any gray hair, or had hair. So we've known each other quite a long time. But as we begin, we're going to be talking about edible, and I hope you had like a strawberry and a stick in the room there because they do have the most incredible arrangements. I'm planning on getting some chocolate covered strawberries for my party this weekend. I would. I did. I really like the chocolate covered pineapple, but next time. Anyway, so your background, Kevin, is incredible. Like you've kind of done everything, and you're really more than a CMO. You're doing things that you know aren't in a CMO job description normally. Can you tell us a little bit about your background and getting to edible, and what attracted you to this? And you've been there how long now? Yeah, so
Congrats, by the way, Cameron. Amazing career and your success. And speaking of background, so this year marks my 30th year I moved to New York City. Um, I started at Foot Cone and Belding in advertising.
he has a deal with the devil. He doesn't look like he's
So it was August of 1994, and I decided, I wanted a career in advertising. I grew up in Atlanta. I went to school my last year in England. When I got back to the U.S., I met my grandfather's next door neighbor, who turned out to be the CEO of BBDO at the time. And he had retired and he was sitting at the Atlanta office for Delta Airlines, and he convinced me this is the way to go. So, but to your point about complexity, little did I know I go into marketing and corporate side eventually, and the world would change, and it's incredibly complicated now. So I miss the old days of like a billboard, a radio spot. It was very easy back then. But now, over the years, I've really grown to really love my position in the client side because I get to be that bridge with great people like you to help us grow our business and help our business thrive. So it's been a crazy journey.
well, and I love the fact that you're not just doing marketing. You were just talking about interviewing franchisees and dealing with working closely with tech. Like, tell a little bit about your job description, if you will.
Yeah, my job description is certainly not just a chief marketing officer, and I believe that brands are really about behavior, not just about design or the logo. How do they behave? Think about Southwest Airlines. They're whimsical and fun, and think about all the other great brands we love and the way they behave. To me, that's the customer experience. It's the employees. It's the products. It's all those things speak volumes. And yes, they tell a story, but if the behavior is not good, you have to correct that like a parent. And I know a lot about being a parent. So sometimes the job is tough. And you and I were talking beforehand, I do get in the weeds. And part of that is to create a great customer experience because we can't grow. Crossmedia has been phenomenal partners for us in that we're doing a fantastic job on the media side. Our executives just want to talk about ROAS, but to me, it's more important than that, like the impact that you guys are making. But if we on our internal side can't get our act together and deliver great experience, we lose customers faster than we gain them. So we did have our fastest new customer acquisition ever, but my challenge is to make sure that people keep coming back.
That's great. That's great. And Cameron, okay, you said you've been here 3 decades, right?
Almost.
And
Not that old.
and you guys have been working together how long?
It's been a little over a year now. Yeah.
Which is exciting and an exciting juncture in Edible's lifespan, right? So tell us what you needed and how you won the business and what you're excited about having this great brand underneath you.
Yeah. Well, it always helps to have relationships where you've worked with people before. And the individual who's running digital marketing over at Edible was an agency partner of ours, actually. So it's nice that relationships can come back around and you can sort of out of the gate work with somebody you trust. Now, it wasn't just handed to us; we had to pitch the business, uh, and that's the right thing to do. But it started from a basis of trust, and I think what we were looking for in Edible, not knowing much about where they were headed at the time, was there an ambition to be a great brand, to do media responsibly and to do it and to use it as a lever for growth, not just kind of fall victim to, I think, the tropes of what we do in things like performance media and marketing. But are we looking to take risks? Are we comfortable with hearing the truth? And if you know anything about this brand and where it's headed, that's pretty much exactly what they've been faced with, which I think is really exciting.
It is really exciting. And, how many people here, by the way, have ordered an edible arrangement just at race? Pretty good. Pretty good, right? And you said that the average customer orders one.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That must have happened right as I joined the company. I'm just kidding.
Well, and you said that the average consumer orders like 1.3.
3-7 times
Yeah,
a year. Yeah, it's like a special occasion, but really for all occasions. So it's really shifting that perception about what we're about.
and
About
not just
celebration,
birthdays, right?
not just birthdays. Catering, entertaining. Or just things for yourself. So we've launched a lot of delivery innovation the past year. 1 hour delivery, which the franchisee said we could never do, and we did it without a hiccup. So um, it's really just kind of meeting the customer where they are, not just trying to be a one-time a year kind of quirky gift, but being more relevant throughout the year.
And let's go to the delivery infrastructure because you and I talked a lot
Yeah.
about that when we were getting together. And I thought you said something amazing about personalization and the interaction with the consumer. So tell everybody here. I thought that was really insightful.
Yeah, customer behavior, everything's leaving a digital footprint. And when I started, we didn't have any interaction with our customers, except for sending them 10,000 emails a day, which is a great money generator. So I have to keep that. But really kind of shifting, and really using data to be more personal with our customers. So we know when their birthdays, the anniversaries, but give them suggestions and giving them delivery options for them that suit their needs. So a lot of what I do, and I've done it everywhere, is really just bring the customer into the room and what are they doing, what do they need now. Franchise brands are difficult because they don't think that way. They think about margins, they think about fees, they think about royalties, they think about operations. They should be thinking about those things. But to me, the first thing we should be thinking about is the customer, what they need, because they've evolved. We're 25 years young this year, but the world has changed radically since we launched in 1999.
That's incredible. So since you joined forces and you're focusing on this consumer, Cameron, can you talk a little bit about what you're particularly proud of as since you've been working together?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, having a client partner who is willing to sit at the table with you in real time, structure strategies, plans, and execution is hugely important. And so it makes your ideas move faster, and it allows you to put forth things like econometric modeling, which typically take a long time, a long maybe sell in, got to get consensus around the organization and say, no, this is a better way to do um, predictive modeling than what we've been doing in the past. And let's just go for incremental gains in decision making. Building a team on our side that can operate pretty fluidly between channels and in real time. So, our first task was essentially to launch the ecom, relaunch the ecom for Mother's Day. And I think we had, I don't know, a few weeks to get that going. And we could talk about that a little bit later, but that was the best ecom Mother's Day that Edible had ever had.
That's a great way to start.
It is a great way to start. A lot of moms were happy, and boss was happy. So, no, we were very very happy with the results. But again, it was a certain way of working that allowed that to happen. And I think what Kevin has empowered his team to do is to empower the agency to work as if we're on the same side of the table and to trust that the decisions that are being made are focused for the outcome that we're looking for.
So it sounds like it's a real partnership.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Great. So Kevin, Edible has been considered a granny brand, right? And you're trying to move it into a different era. But you have to protect the customers that you have and evolve to new places. So can you talk a little bit about, and you would tell me some great stuff about how you're innovating around the Gen Z customers. So
Right.
I mean, tell everybody. I mean, I could talk to this man for days.
I could talk to you all
Okay.
day. But actually, I just realized I have a little scissor reel put together. It's like 2 minutes. It gives you a show and tell to show what these guys are working with, and also kind of what we look like today. Very different. Should we look at that real quick? Give me a reference point at least.
Let's show the video.
He's a clone of my friend Carl. There's two Carls, Pod Carl and not Pod Carl.
Held your tongue at family dinner? There's an edible for that. Get all kinds of deliciousness delivered right when you need it at edible.com.
Pod people are everywhere.
My great-great-grandfather came through Ellis Island.
Mine too.
Timothy Overson III.
Found out you're related to your spouse? There's an edible for that. Get all kinds of deliciousness delivered right when you need it at edible.com.
Becca? Hey. Coffee?
Feel like you've been catfished? There's an edible for that. Get all kinds of deliciousness delivered right when you need it at edible.com.
It just shows, the evolution of the brand, of a new voice, a new look.
Very
packaging.
irreverent. Very irreverent. I love it.
A little bit of an attitude, kind of like me.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good. But I mean, so going back to like this is obviously kind of a fun and fun tone and whatever. So, but how do you tell us about getting to Gen Z and getting to new customers and keeping your old customers? I mean, you did some really cool stuff at what university?
Emory University,
Yeah,
Capital University in Atlanta. They were great because they had asked me to do a semester like an adjunct professorship. I'm like, what do I know? I mean, I still think it's funny. People think I'm an innovator. I'm not. I'm just in business too long. But truthfully, I really wanted to embed myself into understanding Gen Z apart from just doing research and all those kind of things that we always do, and even the most innovative research. There's nothing like actually working with them for months on end. So 100 students divided into 4 teams, gave me the assignment at the beginning of the semester. They're all graduate degree in marketing. How would you reinvent it as a Gen Z consumer? It included all the economics of the business. They had wide open books into what's going on in our business, the pluses, the minuses, what we're challenged with. They presented in the semester. I came in every week and kind of coached them along. But I learned so much about them that way because they taught me more than I taught them. And what I learned was, obviously they're at a lower price point because they're younger, but they're fickle. But at the same time, they really want in-store experiences. So it's not just everything's delivered to them. So hence the importance of the store still. So the store actually really makes an important point to give them an interaction point physically. But yeah, and I think, health and wellness, purpose, all that stuff is very important to that generation. And so I'm just trying to speed us up and get us to that place. So I've killed half our SKUs since this little experiment I did. Really kind of reorient to what we think that the next generation is looking for, all while not trying to alienate grandma, so she can still send it. But you ask why and how do you not do that? Well, grandma wants to send her grandkids cool stuff. So now I'm just trying to update what she can offer, he can offer grandparents. Yeah.
Great. So really listening to the consumer. That's great.
Yeah, and they came up with product ideas, so it was pretty wild.
What? So
a lot of things on a stick. So we're launching an idea that is fruit with partnership I've done with Jeannine. So that comes out in a few months. So Jeannine's a really amazing product. I'm working on a partnership with Crocs.
Which I thought that was interesting. That it's like Crocs is vase, or that's cool.
You'll have to wait and see.
Okay.
It is, but they've done some pretty wacky partnerships, and I think a lot of brands that are trying to break the mold are trying to do something different. So it's not always just paid media, which is really important, but it's also through earned media, influencers. So the partnerships really give us a platform to do something interesting and a unique partnership that's not as expected as you might think. I think when I first came, we did an M&M's partnership, and we were like a penny in the ocean to them, and no impact. So, and I said, okay, we're going to scratch all these mega partnerships. Let's go with more innovative brands that really are trying to do what we're trying to do and have the same kind of objective to.
The same type of irreverent tone.
Correct. Yeah. Exactly.
Love. So Ken, let's talk about performance because it's as creative as
Everybody's going to sleep right now after that. We're talking about performance media.
So I mean, but analytics is sexy.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's sexy.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us a little bit about that and the measurement and how you make sure that you deliver.
I think our models are pretty hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll have that'll be the next topic. Hot analytics, sexy analytics.
Look, I think we tend to overcomplicate things sometimes. I mean, one thing for certain is moving out of kind of a direct response, in-channel optimization mentality and moving to a cross-channel mentality. Because the same way that Kevin has been thinking about the brand refresh, we've always thought about media, that we look at it through the lens of the person and how they consume media and they use media, not how it's purchased, which I think a lot of agencies say, look, I buy it this way, therefore it may end up this way. So when you're trying to go younger, expand your audiences, and you don't have endless budget, you really need to understand through first party data who you're targeting and who you want to spend the money against, right? So those emails are super effective for reaching existing customers, and the brand work's effective at reassuring them that we're still for them, but we're for new audiences. But then extrapolating our audience data to find the right next best customer and doing that in a way that can be in, as near real time as possible. And then having the measurement in place, like I mentioned, having econometric modeling, having mixed modeling in place sort of on an ongoing basis to understand marketing's contribution, but then not forgetting that attribution has a role too in understanding intra-channel optimization and what's getting credit along the pathway. And if you can combine those two, which we have done pretty effectively over the years, sort of a hybrid approach, you get a better, I think you get a better view of how to put your media and marketing plans in motion on a near real time basis. And we like to give the work that's generating the new brand imagery and refresh the time to do the job, but we need the evidence to be able to do the job, and at the same time deliver that immediate sales. And that continuum of how do I build my brand mid and long term, equity and generating response, I think is every marketer's challenge under the sun, and that's what we try to do these days.
Treasure what you measure, right? And do things in real time so you can amend. Is that a good summation?
I would say so, yeah. And then incorporating test and learn along the way, making sure that if we're just setting it and forgetting it on certain channels, that we go back and we interrogate them through testing methodologies like in search, for example.
Sounds like you're
trying. I mean, he's right here.
Good. So, yeah, that's good. So let's talk about Edible's legacy. And, you and I talked a lot about how arrangements are still going to continue to be a core of what you're doing. And then, talk about like some of the fresh, innovative ideas that you guys are working on. And I also want to talk about a little bit of how nostalgia is playing in your brand.
A lot of good questions.
Good question.
So
That's a good question.
You are. So let's go backward. Let's go with the nostalgia one, which is really. I just read this morning in Adweek. They were talking about how a lot of brands, CMOs, are digging into the archives, like for storytelling, and really interesting kind of what was the brand doing back in the '70s, or. So I think for us, we are a classic nostalgia brand. People have a lot of memories of their first ever arrangement they had delivered. So to me, it's kind of pulling that with a modern spin. So for example, I talked to a cereal brand that's very healthy, Magic Spoon. We're in talk, but that they have like Fruity Pebbles and things like that. So doing some interesting partnerships that kind of pull from the past, but are current in their, representation today. Those are kind of things we're trying to work on, and also just killing things that we think are unnecessary. So we were talking about Starbucks. He's simplifying the menu. Everyone's simplifying, and to me, it's giving room so these kind of nostalgic plays can have some airtime with people and consumers. What's the other question?
Well, talking about how your the legacy of it and how you're innovating against that, in particular, our conversation about arrangement.
Yeah, it's interesting, and truthfully, I love to tell people in these kind of talks like the things I'm challenged with, not just tell you all the success stories. I'm still a work in progress, personally and professionally, and for this brand.
We all.
And I think for us, the arrangement piece was really a challenge. So they removed the arrangement word back in, I guess it's about 6, 7 years ago, kind of unceremoniously. Edible, and I have many people tell me like, edible, is that? It's kind of like Twitter, X, and we're kind of stuck in this land. So I'm actually working on how do we bring the equity of arrangements back, but we're not just about the arrangement. So we are innovating in a brand new arrangement type. So I do want to keep the equity. I do want to keep the nostalgia of the product, but in a contemporary way. But the arrangement piece is interesting because all of our visual identity system overhaul is trying to respect the legacy of the brand, but kind of tilt towards the future. Also functionally, like our logos and our design system is very dated, but also it didn't work very well on digital and certainly not on mobile.
Well, and then let's talk about innovation in the store because you mentioned about the in-store and how important the in-store experience is to Gen Z and beyond. And you talked about some really cool things that you're doing in AI, which I was actually kind of stunned at.
Yeah, we are. A lot of people are talking about AI and all these weird use cases for it. We actually have a very practical use case, and my chief technology officer came to me, and he said, "Kevin, I think I have a solution to speed up. 'Cause I'm all about momentum. How do we create momentum, not just for the brand, but also for the operational side and the quality I keep talking about?" So we've got right now in testing 5 stores that have AI cameras over the product where they build the arrangement or any product. And if any of you saw the Gene Wilder version of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the bad egg, honk honk, and it goes down, it basically will flash red, like no, you've done it wrong, or no, something's not right, or the strawberry doesn't look, it's too ripe. It takes learning, so it takes about 7,000 images for it to really learn it properly. So we're well into the testing phase. It's been phenomenal. Um, the knock-on effect is the employees think we're watching them, so they're automatically doing better, which is I feel bad. I'm like, I'm sorry, you made me do this.
It's like the baby cam.
Yeah, but we're just looking literally at the product itself being constructed. So that is an AI application that shows we're not eliminating jobs, we're actually making jobs better. So really excited about that, and we're also going to be using AI more and more, like in gift, recommendations, because people just want to reduce complexity.
All right, so let's talk about. I mean, Cameron, you had talked a little bit about what you guys are doing that was really innovative and kind of like a very contemporary vision of the brand. So talk a little bit about that because I was like, wow.
What can we talk about at all? Okay. All right. Well, one of the things I'm very excited about is, as the name suggests, edible, is we're exploring all new territories for the brand. So you can imagine the kind of challenges this place is with marketing, right? We're known for fruit on a stick, but we're trying to be known for more than that and then go all the way on the other side. And for those of you who have engaged in edibles, you probably know that there isn't a really good national delivery network for things that just can make you feel better. So we're running some test programs around that, trying to find the customer that makes the most sense. There's a lot of legalities around what we can and can't do. So we're exploring that whole area, which I think is super fascinating, completely innovative. It's a risk in a way, but because these guys are privately held and they're able to do this, they can experiment with these kinds of things, which is, I mean, not anywhere close to what we expected when we entered into the partnership. And then, kind of on the more practical side, I mean, taking a much more of a socially first approach to how we bring this brand to life with these new customers. And I like to say, social is what you wake up with, you go to the bathroom with, and you go to bed with. So if you're not putting that at the center of your plans, not just influencer, but really crafting and curating programs that start from that place, and this is a perfect brand to be able to do that with. So using the humor and
with all different CTV and measurement.
yeah, and we're bringing yes, of course, and we're bringing the video to life in more targeted ways, putting on the big screen, but not necessarily on broadcast. We're opening up the audio channel for these guys, not just in podcasts, but with music and ways that we think the younger customer will engage more with. And of course, as I said, the social programs. So, a brand that was operating in media at a very functionary level to something that is truly now broadened into kind of cross-channel customer-centric communications.
Right. And then Kevin, last question for you, since I know we're at time, right? I know that edible is going to have world domination. But for you, what does success look like in the next few years?
I think success for us as a company and for me personally, for the brand, is consistency and relevance. So consistency in the customer experience, and that we keep our customers. We're doing a great job bringing in new customers, we do our job keeping them and delivering a great experience and expansion. We're delivering all the initiatives and innovation that's in the pipeline now at our new stores, pop-ups, food trucks. We're doing all sorts of crazy things next year. So for me, it's just delivering the goods, literally.
That's good. Well, I encourage all of you to go get some chocolate-covered strawberries or some arrangements for your Thanksgiving holiday and beyond, because to get that 1.3 up that.
For flowers,
flowers. We'll do the whole thing.
Cupcakes.
And maybe some edibles. And do we have time for questions or yes, no? Okay, no. Okay, we're getting the hook. But thank you.
Thank you.